gosh. I don't really know. My name is Roberta Moore. I am the purchasing manager at Landmark Homes, and I am just hitting my 2-year anniversary. Well, first of all, like, purchasing is kind of that department that unless you are in it and you probably have no idea really what we do. Everybody always is like, oh, so you go out and just buy all the material? And I'm like, well, a little bit, but most of it is more working with our trade partners, reviewing their bids, negotiating their contracts, as well as answering day-to-day questions. So I never thought that I would be in the construction industry. I actually got my degree from Montana State University in history with a minor in art history because my plan was to go to grad school and maybe even get my PhD. And after I graduated with my bachelor's, I was like, okay, that was good enough. That's all I can do. And at that time, I was already working for a construction company, and it just kind of kept on. Even when I tried to get out of construction, I always fell back into it. One of my first jobs was actually cleaning my uncle's electrical company's office, and then I was a laborer for Swank Enterprises, which when you say your dad was your boss, a lot of people are like, oh, that was probably an easy job. No. One of my first days, I accidentally made the mistake of pulling out my cell phone because somebody had sent me a text, and my father yelled across the entire building. We were building a gymnasium, a high school gymnasium. He yelled across the whole thing at me in front of the other trades and all of that to get my phone away. It's not safe. And I never pulled my phone out on the job site ever again. I like being outdoors. My husband and I like to go camping, fishing. He's more so than me, but I also will go hunting. He does archery and all that. I'm not quite so much into it, but I just like being outside. So sometimes I just go along and tag along and then find a little corner to pull out a book, because that's the other thing I do a lot is I really like to read. So I just finished a book this weekend, and I don't know, I probably read 40 books a year. One year I read over 100 books, but that's when I had a job I didn't like, so I read a lot of work. It's a little cliche, but I think for just everyone, I would recommend The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. It's like a psychological thriller. I heard it's being turned into a movie, which will be really interesting, but it's really good. Gosh. I think my go-to food is just Mexican food. Give me a margarita and some good street tacos, and I am a happy camper. Every summer we would go up to this cabin just right outside of Whitefish, Montana, that my grandma's twin sister owned. And it was just this little A-frame cabin on this small little lake, not even big enough that you can have a boat or do tubing or anything on. And we would just go out there for a week with my cousins, and we would just kind of live a little feral and go play in the water and catch crawdads and go fishing. It was always the best. Landmark Homes is, it's a great company, and I think that's easy to say, oh, it's a great company. You hear that all the time. But I think one thing that Landmark has done that's really unique to it is it really has found a lot of people that genuinely care about the company and care about working with each other. I've worked for some national home builders, and there's definitely pros and cons to every company, but one thing that I haven't really found as much at companies like that is this community and this genuine want to work together and be friends with each other and, build a community that's genuine.